Hello, I have a pickup pile today in regards to what your spirit guides want to tell you at this moment. I'm going to leave it open. I'm not going to specify any kind of category or anything like that. It's meant to be whatever very important message you need at this time, okay? The most imperative one, if you will. So I have three decks, okay? So it's three piles. And if you saw the thumbnail, there's a specific card that I put. I think it's, yeah, it's the world, the moon, and the sun. So what I did was I was guided to get three specific decks, and then I'm going to show you that specific card on each deck so you could kind of see the imagery and go from there. I'm also going to put crystals as well. The whole idea of showing the face of the card that it's from a specific deck, it's not my original idea. This is that's kind of something that Kano, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right, but I think it is Kano Tarot here on YouTube. She does that, like when she does her pick a piles, she shows people the same card in each deck for them to kind of look at the artwork and go from there. I'm not showing the same card, I'm showing a specific card in the deck that I was guided to show. Okay, so credit goes to her for that. You know, it's just credit where credit is due, right? I also have oracle cards that I already shuffled and like pre-shuffled and picked out, and I didn't look at those. They're just sitting beside me here, and I'll show you the crystals for each one as well. Yeah, let's do crystals first. So for pile one is ocean jasper. And this jasper, it's very unique. Well, it has a little crack in the back, but it's unique because it has like a little, that dot right there. That's why I got this tumble. It's a little tumble. It's not like a huge thing. And then we have for this deck is desert rose. I think it goes perfect with this deck because I used to put this on here like that. This deck likes this card, this crystal. And then for the last one, it's going to be a what is this called? What is it called? Flower, yeah, flower agate skull. It's really cute. I'm into getting like tiny skulls for some reason. I love skulls in general, but tiny ones are adorable. Okay, so this deck is the SEERS deck, and for this pile one, the card is the world card. So take a look at this and see if it calls your attention. For this pile two, this deck is called the Opposition Tarot. So this deck you're gonna see, so this for this pile is the moon. So you'll see that it could be read either way. I sometimes read these cards sideways as well because I feel like it tells a story as well. It's from all sides, from all angles you get something. So that's interesting. So this is pile two, the moon. And pile three, this is the Mystic Monday Tarot. And the card for this is the sun. So I'm gonna give you a minute there for you to just take a look, see what caused your attention, whether it's the cards, the crystals. Also, you can look at the timestamps, and that can help you too if you go by numbers or like there's specific numbers that your guides have been showing you. And if you look at the timestamp, it might resonate with you there. Yeah, just take your time and pick one. And then you could go to the timestamp for that, okay? Okay, so I'm going to pick up here and then I'm going to start with pile 1, okay? Have to put the... I have some... Well, let me just say hello, pile 1. If you picked the SEERS tarot and the world card with the ocean jasper, this is your reading. I have to say that I did get some channel messages for you guys, and these are your oracle cards. I'm just gonna leave them over here actually until we're ready for those. I'm gonna do this at the end, okay? So when I was shuffling your oracle cards, I tap into the energy of each pile, and when I was tapping into your energy, pile 1, and I don't want to, again, because the messages are here, I'm going to leave it open, so we want to see first what comes out in the tarot, but I do have to mention what I felt before I even started to do your reading, right? When I was tapping into your energy, and this might resonate with some of you, and if it doesn't resonate with, sorry, tongue tied, if this little channeled message that I have here does not resonate with you, maybe you can pick another pile. However, if it doesn't resonate and you still want to see a little bit of the reading to see if it's for you, it could be. But this part here, I have to say it because it came through, and if it comes through, it's for a reason. So with your card being the world, it kind of makes sense that I was feeling like you need to let go of guilt, making sure to forgive yourself and others. There's closing of cycles of immense pain and suffering. You might be having some back pain, especially on the right side, and there's a lot of worry, like in your energy or around you. It could be coming from you or coming from other people, but those are the messages that I got for you when I was tapping into your energy in the beginning. We're just gonna see what comes through, okay? Again, these are the messages that you need right now. Ooh, that you need, the most important ones that your guides want to like bring forth for you. Let's just see what comes through. And then I'm hoping that with the oracles that you got, which again I haven't looked at those, but they usually are pretty relevant to the readings. We'll get guidance from there. So let's see what you need to know right now. Yeah, exactly. This is the energy that I was feeling, that I am feeling for you right now. There's a lot of mental anguish, a lot of entrapment in a mental sense. I also have to mention, because there's a mirror here, and this comes up in my readings a lot, where I keep telling people to make sure they clean their mirrors, not just physically clean them. That's important. Physically clean your mirrors, but energetically, make sure that you lock your mirrors with maybe a sigil of like a pentacle, right? Or maybe your initials, and you could just say out loud or in your head that this mirror is locked. Mirrors are portals, and if you're doing some kind of I don't know, if you're cleaning your house spiritually, right? You're not, when you clean physically, you're also cleaning spiritually, part one. So they want me to let you know that just like you have the intention of making sure that your house is clean when you're cleaning physically, there's a little bit more to that. You clear space, mental space, and you're clearing an energetic space for a liberation for you to happen, for a cycle to close. Because here you're not really trapped. If you look at it this way, you see how there's nothing wrong here. It's all in the mental space, but you're in anguish, even though it's again in the mental, you're still in anguish, obviously. And it could also manifest in your reality. It is manifesting in your reality. Again, the back pain is back, and I'm not passing judgment or anything. I'm just saying that when I stopped doing your oracles and I moved on to the next piles, my back did not hurt anymore. Like, you might be really feeling those, like, you're feeling whatever you're having in your mental space that's clouding a lot of your mental space, and also it's clouding your, I want to say clouding your judgment and your reality as well. You're seeing things when they're not there, in the sense of you might be seeing limitations where you really have no limitations. And it's coming from like a sense of worry and anxiety. Yeah, there's, if you have some sort of decision that you need to make, that might be the worry that you're having here, because there's a decision that you need to make, and you're trying to make sure that it's like everybody should be happy. I want to make the right decisions for everyone, for myself and others. These two cards are cards of confusion. And this is in the mental, and this is actually in the physical. Being Pentacles as well, and I'm saying that I'm feeling things in the physical, my physical body. Pentacles have to do with health as well, so you might want to look into that. If you are deciding whether to go to the doctor or not about something, and that just keeps circling in your head, or if your mental health is suffering at the moment, and it's showing up in your reality as well. It's not just in your mental space anymore. It's showing up as body aches, body pain, maybe the fact that you don't have the strength or the capacity to even clean your space. And I understand, I've been there when it comes to not being able to take care of yourself or even your space because of the mental anguish that you are in. I feel like there's balance coming, or there is something that you need to do in the physical to kind of bring balance to the mental, if you will. The Chariot. Okay. This card always talks to me about this year, because this year is a number 7. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 3 is 7, so it's the Chariot. Part of the message here too is that if you've been feeling this for a while, right? You've been in this energy that I'm talking about for a while, this duality, if you will. You're about to ride out of that energy this year. It's happening this year, where you're gaining the strength, also the awareness, because that the Chariot is ruled by Cancer. Cancer is very tapped in. It's a very tapped in sign, very intuitive sign. You might be, it's like you're riding the wave, or riding the, you're getting away from this, because it's like, it's even there in the, I don't know if it's showing, yeah, it's showing up. Like, you go from mental to then in the physical, you make that choice, and then boom, it's like movement. There's a lot of movement. Another 7 could be significant for you. And the fact that it's the 7 of Swords. Okay, when you reach this point, I almost said breaking point. When you reach this point of actually being in this energy of you're going to make a decision, and you're going to see how it propels you forward in the best of ways. With the 7 of Swords, they're saying to not look back. Once you make your choice, Pile 1, don't look back. Keep going. There's nothing for you back there. Not if it meant being in this state. Whatever has you in this state, once you make that decision and you go with it, it propels you forward. Don't look back. There's nothing for you back there. Yeah. Don't look back, because there's better opportunities in general for you with the Knight of Cups coming up. The fact that it's a white horse. It's almost like someone, this is you, right? And you have the 2 horses, but there's someone, when you move past this, there's someone on the other side waiting for you. They too have been on this chariot, but right now they're riding this horse. That's very interesting. That's the message that wants to come through. There's someone, it could be someone, or it could even be, I want to say, it doesn't have to be someone specific. It could be an opportunity. It could be some kind of creative um, endeavor that wants to like flow into your life, because it's the Knight of Cups, so it brings a cup to you. And cups are emotional stability, but not just emotional stability, which might help you here with this anguish that you're feeling, right? But it's also, what is it? It's like with the cup, I'm thinking right now of like an overflowing cup, overflowing of emotions, but in the best way, in a creative way, if you will. Roses may be very significant for you. I just realized that's a lot of roses. Um, yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, it's like, why would you look back, right? If this is what you're heading towards, and this is what you're heading away from, or you're done with this energy, you've made your choice and you're done and you're moving, don't look back. Again, I'm seeing that card, and the crow, or I'm not sure if it's a crow or a raven. I think it is a crow. It's like one of your spirit guides could show up as birds for you, feathers, black feathers specifically. The moon is significant. Obviously, with Cancer, the moon is significant as well. Feathers is significant, and black birds are significant. Doesn't have to be crows or ravens, but black birds in general, and black feathers. They're like, in my head, it's like cawing, like saying, "Don't go back." That message is very significant. Do not go back. Even if you're, and I think they want to really drill that in, because I feel like this is an energy that it could not even, it doesn't even have to be you. It could be someone looking for you because they remember how you used to be and they think of you in this energy, but you're way past it. You're moving away from it. You've alchemized it. You have duality here. You've yin yang. You're a driving force for yourself to move away from this. So don't go back. I just keep hearing that. Don't go back. There's so much better for you. The Fool. Wow. The fact that your card that I was called to pull for you was the World, and that is the last one of the Major Arcana. And then the last card that I'm pulling for you in this reading is the Fool, which is the first one. It's almost like there's that closing of a cycle, but once you close it, boom, you're back at it again, but in the nicest way. I saw a video the other day that explained how the Fool, it's called the Fool because they approach reality, or they tell the truth but in a jokingly way. And maybe because they also tell the truth, they're a fool because of how authentic they are to themselves, right? And to the world in general. And people might see that as foolish because we're all putting up a facade for when we go to work, we're this person. When we're at home, we're this person. With our certain friendships or friends, we tend to be in this kind of energy and whatever. And there's nothing wrong, again, with having duality, but there is something to be said about you closing cycles that kind of keep you trapped in your mind. That back and forth, having to keep constantly balancing, since you're kind of integrating, right? You're closing cycles that no longer serve you and starting new ones. Again, they're very cautious to say, again, to not fall back into old habits that you've closed, that you've known that you want to move away from. You're going to get this opportunity to move away from certain habits. It's time to take it. And it's time to start with a beginner's mind, like a fresh start, fall into life again with the flower of life here. And you don't have much with you. You have all you need, which is yourself. With the yellow, I'm seeing this, again, this creative passion of yours with the wand, and a little passion, a spark. And with the amethyst, is making me think of visions, or you have access to a lot of spiritual knowledge, a lot of you have access to your spirit guides. You have access to working with the moon, again, with Cancer being here. You have this new cup being offered to you, and you're gonna take it. I think you're gonna fall into life again. It's beautiful. I want to show you the bottom of the deck because I think it's significant. It's the Emperor. Talk about action. Like literally, you are in your power. You're taking such a big shift, which is why again, when I tell you every time I say like really good news, or like I feel like I'm giving you props and I'm giving you hope for the future, if you will. They lead me back to this freaking card, was like, tell them not to go back. Whatever that means for you, pile one, don't go back. There's nothing for you there. You are in your power. You are in your power. You're going to be even more in your power. You have made your decision, and you're very action oriented with the Chariot here, because that's moving. Like literally, this could also mean a new car, literally moving somewhere. My nose is itchy, so yeah, that's for some of you. Yeah, okay, let's move on to your oracles. Oh my goodness. Peace. I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. Perfect. Exactly. Exactly. That's you getting out of that energy right there. The fact that this is the color in the card, wow, the teal. And this is also a flower of life. It's here too. But not just a flower of life. What is this? That's interesting because I have a tattoo. You see how it's like the triangles with the dots? You know what that means? This is a symbol that means understanding, or to understand, or trying to understand. So maybe the Eight of Swords for you, it's a little bit of anguish in the mental state, because my nose is going crazy. That's confirmation. Because you guys are really trying to understand yourselves, trying to understand this journey of life. And when I tell you that you're getting answers, be ready for those, and be ready to, again, when you get the answers, be ready to make a choice, be ready to go with that choice and never look back again, like moving forward constantly. Wow, what do you need to release? Exactly. These two energies right here, the Eight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, it's literally about you having to release either some kind of mental blockage that you put in yourself. No one, okay, I don't want to say that no one, but it's usually, yeah, and the Eight of Swords is depicted in every tarot. It's not, nothing is holding you back by yourself. Like, you're not really tied by anything. The only thing that you need to change is like your perspective on something. And I know that's easier said than done, especially when you have maybe some kind of mental illness that you deal with, or not. It doesn't even have to be an illness, but it could be something that's really, really confusing the hell out of you. The Two of Pentacles being next is letting me know that it's going from a mental state to a physicality. So you're going to have like whatever, if you need hard proof about something that's been circling your mind, you're going to have it, right? And then that the way you're going to make it, you're going to be able to make a choice. Don't stay stuck in this energy, right? Once you get that information that you were looking for, that brings you some kind of clarity, it's time to decide. Release the one that you don't want and go. Again, go. Message in a bottle. You kidding me? This makes me think of the Knight of Cups. That's crazy. Message in a bottle. Yeah, you are getting some kind of physical representation of maybe what you've been feeling intuitively, especially. Yeah, for some of you, it's intuitively. That's interesting. Oh my God. Okay. So for some of you, a lot of you, this is about soulmates. This is about love. With the key and the heart, it's like someone has the key to your heart. Or it's like you're realizing who has the key to your heart. That's interesting. But I'm hearing you won't know until you know. Maybe you're in this energy because you can sense something, but you don't have it yet. You don't have that offer. You don't have the confirmation, if you will. So it's all in the mental space, but it's coming. It's coming. Whatever. It could also be soul family for some of you. Um, wow. One of my favorite cards in this deck. Magic. Make a wish. Believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. What a big shift, Power One, you are going to be doing. Um, I almost want to ask timing for you for this, but I'm being called not to because it's like a surprise at the same time. That's so interesting. It's on its way. Again, it's on its way because the Knight of Cups is moving, right? It's a moving energy. The Chariot is a moving, if anything, is moving as a chariot. And then with the message in a bottle floating, it's on its way, but you have to allow it to like flow into your life. I think you're just being called to release what no longer serves you in regards to whatever anguish you're having, and it could be around a love interest. You're being asked to release and believe. Just believe, have a lot of faith. The Fool makes sense now. The Fool in love. The Emperor makes sense now too. You could be a divine feminine waiting for a divine masculine, or you could be a divine masculine who is coming into your power and therefore falling into life with someone else. White Carnation, devotion. Be true and pure to the in thought and deed. Very interesting. Be pure and in thought and deed. So yeah, in your thoughts and in your physical, like with your actions. Wow. I don't know how to say that word, but it says shake it up a little. You've got this. Yeah. This message is one of encouragement. I kind of like feel bad for starting this off with I'm sorry, I just had to look. For starting this off with like telling you guys that I was like feeling like negatively and stuff, but it is what I was feeling. But I kind of get it now because it comes full circle, and it also makes sense because your card is the World card. It's about the Fool's journey. So you've falling into this, not the situation, or you've fallen into a certain pattern, maybe in your relationships overall. It doesn't have to just be romantic. And you're closing a lot of the cycles that are no longer serving you in regards to relationships. And it's like every step that you've taken, every choice that you've made has been the right one. It is leading you to the right momentum, right? Don't stop this momentum when there's tiny little hiccup here in the middle. You see, it's like you're on your way, and then there's a little hiccup here where you might feel called to go back a little bit, or take an offer that is not really fulfilling. It's not what's meant for you, or don't settle for anything. Is what I'm hearing again with this card. Stay in your power and what you want, okay? Because it's here. It's here. It's like believe that it's here. Everything it's beautiful. If anything, what you need to release is this it's almost like I see someone walking away from what no longer serves them, right? Walking away from, for some of you, it's a very specific relationship. For a lot of you, it could be a couple of relationships. Once you do walk away, you it's natural for you to look back a little, even look back to see if that person's looking back at you, right? I'm seeing like a movie. You know how in the movies people walk away and they're, if they look back, they still love me or whatever. If you in this relationship have had to choose yourself, your peace, your well-being, mentally and physically, it's time that once you get on that car, once you get on that horse, once you get on that journey of walking away from that situation, and you get these nudges of looking back, you don't need to. With the birds being behind this person, it's almost like you gotta allow your guides, or you gotta allow spirit to deal with whatever's in the past. Once you start moving forward, know that anything that you leave behind, anyone that you leave behind, Power One, if you're meant to cross paths with them again, if you're meant to reconcile in some kind of way, it will happen. But if you choose yourself in this moment, which you're supposed to, choose your well-being. Don't look back, okay? Don't look back. I can't stop saying that, because that's part of your message. That's deeply part of your message. Thank you so much, Power One, for watching, and I hope this brought you some clarity or confirmation. I want to thank your guides for bringing this message forward, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Okay. Oh, so we're getting ready for Power 2. Okay. Hello, Power 2. So if you chose the Tarot of Oppositions and the Moon card, this is going to be your reading. These are your Oracle cards. I'm going to leave them for later, when we're ready, when we're done with the tarot. And there's a rose. We're just going to put it over here. I have to say, well, hold on before I start your reading, because when I tapped into your energy for the oracles, when I was shuffling, I got a little bit of channeled messages, and I just want to tell you what they are, because they might tie into your reading, okay? Again, I'm leaving this reading very open. I just want to see what comes through. However, these messages did come through when I was shuffling, so it might apply to some of you. It may not. It's up to you whether you, after I tell you the channel messages, if you want to decide to stay for this pile or you want to check another one out. It's up to you. I will say that the channel messages that I got for pile 1 did kind of integrate into the reading somehow, but again, to each their own. Make sure that you, if it's not vibing with you, you can pick another one, okay? That's for some of you for sure. All right, so for you, I kept hearing in my head, my left hand is itchy. So left hand is itchy. That means there's money coming in, abundance in some kind coming in. There's also that you need to work with the moon phases. And obviously your card is the moon, so that makes sense. But when I was shuffling your oracle, I kept obviously tapping into pile 2. And then for some reason, I kept looking at the faces here. So I was like, okay, they got to work with the moon phases. And then on top of that, I also heard Man on the Moon. And I thought of Kid Cudi right away. But, you know, I take that however it resonates. Maybe it's... There's another... What? There's another song that has to do with that. The Man on the Moon or something like that. If I remember, I'll put it in the description for you guys. Just as extra confirmation. But... So like I said, this is going to be open to whatever your spirit guides want to bring forth for you. Whatever message is important at this moment. I will say that this deck, I read it in a very unique way because it wants to be read in a very unique way. Sometimes, if you miss the intro, sometimes I read it like this or sideways. I don't know. You know, it's whatever I'm called to do here. All right. Pile 2. Oh, that was so loud. I'm sorry. Let's see what your guides want to tell you. I think we're ready. I saw the Lovers and the Ace of Cups so many times when I shuffled. That was interesting. All right. Ooh. Got a flipper, a jumper. 9 of Pentacles, but in reverse here. Interesting. With the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. I'm hearing not everything that glitters is gold. Okay. Since you got... That's interesting. Okay. I'm not going to tie it into the channeled message because it doesn't have to be. I'm going to take it as it is, okay? That's what I heard, first of all. And not everything that glitters is gold. Whoa, the fact that the moon jumped out. Your card. Yeah. Definitely not everything that glitters is gold. There's some hidden truth about some kind of offer that someone has given you or you've given someone. Maybe they didn't understand it like you meant it, or you're not understanding this offer for what it, you're not seeing it for what it truly is. It appears to be one thing, right? Look at this card for a second. Okay. So if you just look at this side, you see how it's like a harmonious kind of reunion offer. There's flowers growing. It's a beautiful union. The Nine of Pentacles is also the lady in waiting in the regular tarot, and here it's depicted as a couple for some reason. But it is like, it's almost like I can't decipher whether she's handing this rose to this person or this person is handing it to her. It's intended to be not just for one person, like it's a union of something, right? But you got it in reverse, where it's, I see like resentment for someone having something, but they don't even have what you think they have, is what I'm hearing. That's so interesting. And then with the moon clarifying this coming next, I'm seeing it as, you thought it was this I heard landscape or this offer, but in actuality it's kind of hostile. It's a hostile environment. There's that moon. So this is a lady and this is like a man, like a manly. Not even manly, it just looks angry. Again, a hostile environment. Careful of some, if it's too good to be true, it might be how to. Your guys, it's like a warning. I'm hearing warning sign by Coldplay for some reason. You guys might be very into music, because I'm getting songs for you right away. So I'm going to have to, I'll watch this back and I'm going to have to put them in the description for you. But, Seven of Cups. But this one is upright. Okay. Very interesting. I'm going to give you a message that ties into my day for some reason that I've had today, but another reading that I posted today before this one. Your dreams are going to tell you the truth here, okay? Which is, wow, that's incredible. You guys might really get prophetic dreams. You guys might get the truth that you were seeking in regards to your physical 3D life in your dream state. But even then, I'm being guided to tell you to be cautious of what you perceive in your dreams. Take it with a grain of salt is what I'm hearing too. But regardless, you do get a lot of confirmation and a lot of intuitive nudges in your dream state. I'm hearing if it's a nightmare, you have to look at it even deeper. If it's a good dream, you could almost take it at face value, but still with a grain of salt. But if it's a nightmare or just very tormenting of a dream, you have to really, really dig into that. Maybe there's shadow work that you need to do with the moon. Things about being hidden, being in the shadows. Okay, that leads me back to this then, where if it's a positive thing, again, you have to take it with a grain of salt. But if it's a negative kind of feeling that you're getting from this offer, because it feels like an offer, maybe ask, your guys are saying, ask for our help, ask for our guidance, and we were going to deliver that in your dream state. Also, if you work with the moon, you can do like moon gazing. I'm hearing like when there's a full moon, work with the full moon, especially because there's a full moon there. So maybe your intuition and your dreams is heightened with the full moon as well. That would resonate with some of you. You will know if that's you. Okay, let's keep going and see what else comes through. Oh man, another 7. What's up with sevens? The fact that probably one had 7 as well, and you guys have 7. There's that dissatisfaction with what you get. I don't understand that. I don't get if it's you or if it's someone else that has a bounty but is still unhappy. Whereas I feel like this lady has less and she's content. Like it's weird. It's weird. Seven of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. Maybe you are overwhelmed by your choices for some of you, because the 7 of Cups, I'm seeing like there's just a lot to pick from, and there's good in what you have to choose from, but there's also, you know, there's 2 aspects to everything. It's interesting because this is the tarot of opposition. So just as it's like a duality thing, just as where you have some good, there's going to be some bad, and there's going to be some bad in the good. You're being called to use your intuition a lot. But also you're being called to be grateful for what you do have. I don't know. I'm not trying to call you guys out or like pass judgment as far as like telling you that you're ungrateful or anything, but that's just, you feel like there's some unfairness here. What is it? What is that about? Like it's justice in reverse. So you feel like you haven't gotten your justice. There hasn't been justice in some kind of situation here. Okay, let's see what that's about. Oh man, okay. So there was some heartbreak or some kind of misunderstanding with someone. It makes sense now because there's 2 people in that card when there's never 2 people in the 9 of Pentacles. And sometimes you're doing good about it, you're doing great, and then you're very dissatisfied with how things went down. You think it's extremely unfair about how things went down, and it's not even pertaining to that other person. It's not like you're blaming that other person. If anything, when you're doing good, right, you look back at them and you're like, damn, like, are they doing good? Because I've been there. And then when you are in this state, it's like they are looking back at you. It's almost, this could be tied to someone else for sure. But it also feels like it is even tied to like your higher self and your shadow, and you're like in the middle here, in the in-between. Yeah, because in the middle, there's always the element again, right? So it's like you could be in that in-between. I'm hearing you're also like, you could be mad or upset with even like your guides or the guidance or God, the universe, creator in general, with the hand that you've been dealt. You felt like everything's very unfair here. Because even when you're doing better, you still, for some reason, this other energy lingers around you. That's so interesting that your channeled message was so far off from what the reading has been about. That's interesting. But it's tied to your abundance somehow. There's a need for let me not continue with what I was going to say, but let me just pull one more card for you. Ooh, okay. The Fool in reverse. I don't want to take it for some reason. I want to get one card. I'm hearing silver lining. I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. And the Fool's at the bottom of the deck again. So the Fool wants to be out here. So we're leaving them out here. Okay. Pile 2. You seem to be having an internal struggle with your intuition, with your guides, with your creator, if you will, with the passions that you want to pursue, with where you have kind of given your energy in the past and nothing has come of it, and you think it's going to be the same this time around as well, because the Seven of Pentacles is usually about planting a garden and waiting for the fruits of your labor. And it's like you have them, you're about to get them, but they're telling you really got to shift your perspective about what abundance means for you, okay? You have to shift your perspective about what justice means, what conflict or getting past misunderstandings mean as well. Very interesting. This card it's the first card that ever like called to me to read this tarot deck like this sideways, because it really does this looks like an internal struggle to me, like your shadow self and you kind of wanting control, like trying to shift. You are really pulling through, trying to really see that silver lining in things, the good in things. You're trying to nurture this growth, okay, regardless of how maybe dead or stagnant or deprived of life things used to be. You're really fighting for this, right? And it's this hand doesn't seem to be pulling you down, but it's still being an obstacle of some kind. Maybe not seeing wow, the fact that there's just more struggles here, that's interesting. It's very interesting. See what I mean? Like, imagine if this turned into this. You see what I mean? Like these two people arguing here. It's like two aspects of yourself. It's like you're the only one in your way, in a sense. You might think it's someone else, but it's not. It's you and your psyche, if you will. It's you and your perspective of things. Maybe in the past you've put your whole heart and soul into something, in some kind of endeavor, and it didn't technically work out right. You're being asked to see it for the lesson that it was. Seeing that the rain here, it stopped, right? The battle is over. There was a lot of rain. There was a lot of pain and sorrow. There was maybe deceit in some aspects here. But the rain stopped, okay? And now the crops can grow again. There's life to be had because there's water on the ground now. The sky is breaking open for the sun to shine through. And you're moving away. You're moving away with maybe a newfound purpose, if you will, right? Turn the frown upside down. That's what I heard. I know that's ridiculous if you're struggling with some major ass shit, but that's what I heard. I'm so sorry. But maybe that's part of the lesson for you here is believing that your dreams will come true, right? Those good dreams will come through. Don't focus too much on what one wants to like hold you back. And it's not even in the physical realm. It's more of your psyche, because the moon being here, that makes sense too. It's your psyche that wants to hold you back. Wants you to think that certain things are not good for you, or whereas again, if there's an offer coming in, I was guided to tell you to make sure that you look at it and ask for the guidance when you need to, okay? Like ask your guides, hey, is this the offer that I'm supposed to take? Or and then wait for that answer before you kind of get into anything again. Especially if you're having a lot of doubt about it, it's time to go within and to be your own guidance, if you will. Ask God to guide you, ask your guides, your ancestors, to bring you that clarity that you need, okay? All right, let's see what your oracles have to say. All right, friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So maybe this disagreement or this offer unity that you used to have was like a friendship of yours, and it turned sour. There was a lot of struggle there, and you guys moved, you went your separate ways, because now I'm seeing like this fool is going this way and this one's going this way, right? Maybe you don't meet eye to eye with this person anymore, or you haven't in the past because they saw the world in a different way than you did. And the spirit is saying that whatever connection was here, if this is about a connection for some of you, okay, it served its purpose, and it had its reasons to be in your life, because if anything, it's teaching you this, some kind of new perspective, right? It's there for those of you that this is about a relationship. There's a reason and a purpose to that relationship, whether it's coming up, or this ending could be coming up for you, or it happened already. That's for some of you. Wow. New moon in Cancer. Cancer, the moon is ruled, Cancer is ruled by the moon, so that's significant. You and your loved ones are safe. Okay. Yeah, where this the of course, maybe the decisions where you have maybe not made the right choice in the past, for example, didn't just affect you, it probably affected other people as well. And that could be what in your mind it's like clouding your judgment even more, or tormenting you because you've made mistakes that affected others in the past, if you will. You know that you just gotta trust that you're safe now. You're good. Okay. I think that things that are coming your way are not, they're not gonna seem like this anymore. You've if you resonate with this reading, and you resonate with the fact that you're really trying to put yourself out of this really like stagnant energy, or fear-based energy that you've been in the past, hurt, feeling like everything's unfair, like if you're moving away from that, know that while you do it, you are safe, you are loved, you're okay, right? It's okay. Whoa. Orphaned. 5. This card always, it's intense. Yeah, that's this right here. Maybe there's the fact that there's 2 5s there. Maybe there's some abandonment that happened here. It could be in a friendship related, or it could be like even like family, or a love interest. And Cancer, the Cancer being here, it makes me think of someone that's very emotional. You're very homey, right? That makes sense with the Pentacles too, with the 9 of Pentacles. It's almost like you shared your part of the fruits of your labor with someone, and it wasn't appreciated, or it wasn't reciprocated, or it never seemed like it was enough. And you're seeing how unfair that is, and how it makes you feel all alone, even if there's people around you, or there was people around you. Maybe you're coming from a place of, this is a lot of our generation, being people pleasers, and in doing so we tend to abandon ourselves, and then it's almost like you have no one to be angry at except for yourself. Like You need to appreciate yourself in order to kind of attract others that appreciate you, and it's happening. Okay, you're moving out of this. You will be moving away from this energy, without a doubt. The Fool being here after this. Yeah, come to the edge. Oh my God, and the Fool being at the edge of a cliff here. That's crazy. All right, yeah. You're jumping into a new adventure. You've outgrown. Oh my God, what? Okay, let me show you something. You see how they are in this little pile right here, if you will, right? It's almost like you've risen up. The fact that they're wearing white as well, you've risen up, and now you've outgrown. You've outgrown this loneliness. You've outgrown this feeling very sad or stagnant. You've outgrown that. With the 5 is about change, obviously. You've outgrown it from a place of love as well. With all the hearts here, that's beautiful. Let's see what you're... Oh, wow. Yeah, you have been doing a lot of growth. Seek out a mentor, guide. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. Excuse me. Burp confirmation. Definitely you have been doing a lot of growth. You are doing a lot of growth. You will be doing a lot of growth. Your guides are here with you. I said that at first, like, if you need guidance when if some kind of offer comes in, and if you want to know if it's the right thing for you, ask for that guidance. If there's some kind of situation or someone that you need to like let go of, or something like that, ask for that guidance. It will present itself to you. It would either present itself to you as in like for example, this literal reading that it's about what your guides need to tell you could come across your path, or it could even present itself to you as someone like in your real life giving you advice. In your dream state, for sure you're getting answers. Your guides are here to support you. You're never alone. I have to say that because of this card here, orphaned. You're never alone. And where you think things have been unfair before, not just think, where things have been unfair before, know that you're walking away from the situations. You're changing that. Because you're changing your perspective about things as well. It's like with the dog, and now I'm hearing it's an old dog learning new tricks. You're not an old dog. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, where you thought that you would never get out of this stagnicity, like that could be the old dog, if you will. It's learning a new trick. It's almost like you're alchemizing that situation and turning it into something better for yourself. You're growing out of it, and you might be going through some growing pains because of it, and that's okay. Just know that while you're doing that, I think you're supported. You for sure are being taken care of and being shown love. If it's not from someone in the physical realm, physicality here, your guides are reaching out to you to let you know that they support you and they're here with you. Sorry, pal, too. I got cut off by my phone storage. Even though I did have storage, it was a whole thing. Okay. I had like 5 minutes that I had to go back and forth and like delete stuff. Anyways, I got cut off when I was saying that you might not have the support in the physical, but you do have it in the spiritual sense. It's time for you to tap into that, maybe. That's part of this message for you as well. Or it could be confirmation that while you're going through these hardships, letting go of stuff, you're being supported in this growth that you're doing, okay? The last card. What is not here is key, absence. And it makes sense. It does tie in everything for me, because let me go over how I'm seeing it, okay? It's almost like the relationships that maybe you thought were one thing, but you have realized they were not. The things that seemed to be unfair, the things that did not work out, the the people that you have struggled, battled with, things that were shipped away. You know how like this is like a solid thing, and then like it's almost like you feel like you have to live in a tiny space, but now you have to jump off of that because it's no longer serving you. Like all of these stuff, it's put in place for a reason for you. Divine intervention, divine protection, if you will. Rejection is protection, I'm hearing for you as well. Those things that did not work out, that left a sour taste in your mouth, that just seemed to be a constant struggle for you, by letting go of them, it's like you're stepping into a brand new life. Again, absence. What is not here is the key. Let that go. It's almost like what's not here with you or doesn't want to come with you into this transition of yours didn't belong in this transition, in this new part of your life, if you will. With the Fool, it's like, yeah, take as little as you need. Like it's almost like your wisdom is all you need, the knowledge is all you need. You don't need a lot. And I'm not meaning this in like in the physical sense, but I just mean like in the sense of because it feels like it is a lot of relationship based for you, especially friendship. Might be also like soul family. Yeah, it's let go, and also trust your intuition with the moon, because you picked the moon. So yeah, you got to trust your intuition, work with the moon. Full moons are about releasing, which is interesting too, that kind of like the overall thing for you is releasing. And it also makes sense, oh my god, okay, it makes sense why what I got as your in your channel message is there's abundance coming for you. Like your left hand is itchy, like it's not just money, but it's opportunity. It's like in the physical world there's things wanting to come in, but usually in order for that to happen we have to make space for them. Okay, and that's what your guides are asking you to do. I can't believe that it took this long to like get to full circle of that, but I guess it kind of speaks to maybe what you're going through, where you're trying to see, it's like, oh, I don't have this, but it's almost like the divine say, yeah, you not having it is what you need to do at this moment. Like you don't need it right now, you don't need it. It's not unfair, okay? You're not being dealt a shitty hand, if you will. You're right on track. You're right on track, and you're fighting for your you're fighting for yourself, you're fighting for your truth, you're fighting for the person that you want to be, and that's all that your guides want you to do. They're here to support you in that, okay? So thank you so much, Pal 2, for watching, and I hope this brought you some clarity, some confirmation. Maybe it was helpful in some kind of way for you, and I want to thank your guides for trusting me with bringing this message forward to you. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, I'm going to set up for pile 3. Hello, pile 3. So what I set up for you, this is your oracles. I'm going to leave them here on the side. We're going to look at those last, okay? I haven't looked at them either. Actually, I did look at one card that came out. Which card was it? And because I looked at it because it flipped over. I picked another one for you, but I literally don't even remember what it was, so it doesn't even matter. I'll probably remember when I see it. So if you picked the Mystic Monday Tarot and you picked the Sun, this is your reading. Also, if you picked the little flower agate skull. I've done this for all the other piles, so I'm going to do it for you as well. Just got to let you know that when I was shuffling for your oracle cards, I also channeled a message for you. And the message for you that came forth, and this is interesting. This is very interesting because it seems to be that every time I do a pick a pile, the last pile is always my readers or people that are highly intuitive, tarot readers, psychics. It literally, I'm telling you, it's every single time. It's been happening over and over again. So now I'm paying attention to it. I know all the readers that do pickup piles tend to have that kind of ongoing thing as well, where like they notice that a certain pile is always like a specific collective, and that's very interesting. So for you, it happened, the same thing happened in my last pickup pile, and I don't remember what it is now, but it was like me foreshadowing the reading, and I it's so interesting. It wasn't even foreshadowing your reading. I don't know what it was, but it was foreshadowing this reading that I was going to do for some reason. It's always like that with pile 3 when I'm shuffling and tapping into the energy. So I wrote down psychic, spiritual path, tarot reader, and highly intuitive for you. Okay. So we're just gonna see where this takes us, okay? I'm leaving this open for whatever your guides want to bring forth to your attention at this time. It's obviously like the most important message that you need in the moment. So, sorry, I was just looking at my timer there. All right. So pile 3. Let's see what you need. What your guides want you to know at this time. You know, this pile is again, you guys are very unique. All of the piles are unique. I don't want to like single people out, but oh my god, my nose is so itchy. But you guys are funny. You guys are like, I hear like you have a lot of shatter, not shattering like breaking, but chatter like ding 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 ding, like voices, not voices in your head. I don't want to say that either. It's almost like you your guys are really funny, and you are in constant communication with them, believe it or not, and that might come through with your sporadic like random things that you might say, your wit, your how funny you are, like your internal monologue is what I want to say. That's what it is. Your internal monologue is a very interesting one. It's interesting to you. I feel like you sometimes are even like an observer of your own mind, and that's interesting. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it's like this pile is the creative one, the one that actively creates because they need to get some kind of shit out of their head, if you will. Like, you need to get whatever's going on up here. It's like you have to let it out somewhere, right? You put a lot of work into what you do. You tap into a lot of different energies, a lot of different elements I'm seeing here. And there's a spectrum that wow, yeah, you guys are cool. You guys are really cool. Ooh, we have a skull, and you picked a skull. Are you kidding me? Okay, see what I mean? Like your guides are on the ball. Like it's almost like if some of you have not tapped into working with your spirit guides, like literally trying to get to know them actively, they're telling you that you have to. Like they're almost like, dude, we're here in your head like all day long. You can't ignore us anymore. Like stop ignoring me. I'm here. It's like they're. It's funny. It's I'm seeing the skull as like this is like your guides, right? And there's this path, and you're on the path to them. I'm not even seeing the death card as a death card. Give me a second. I'm just seeing like in the image, I'm seeing like this is like laughing, and then you're on the path to them, and it's almost like you're going like you don't want to, but you don't realize that when you are in a creative flow, you naturally the path leads you to your guides, and they're there like waiting for you with banter, with funny shit, like they're almost like want to bring forth messages to you but with entertainment, or you might be called to bring forth messages with entertainment. I keep thinking now of this girl that this other reader that I follow on TikTok, that she does a lot of like those videos of when your guys show you 333, and like she acts out kind of like her banter again with her guides about the signs and synchronicities that they send her, and they're always so funny. It's kind of like that. That's what I'm thinking about right now for some reason. For some of you with the death, How I would read into that is almost like there's like a regeneration happening with how you communicate with them, how they come forth, if you will, because of the Eight of Pentacles. You might be used to doing so, like communicating with your guys in a certain way. They're here to tell you that there's going to be a little bit of a change. They're going to be more like in your face, more of a solid. You see how this is very abstract, but this is a very solid picture, if you will. It's like you're on the path to that. Yeah, you definitely are. You're like on the path to this newfound communication, truth with your spirit guides. That's interesting. Whoa, Seven of Swords. But even in this card, oh my God, I can't. You see how she's like doing this? This is making me like think of like, do you understand me? Do you like? I don't know. Um, there you are holding that sword, like hiding it kind of, and they want you to not hide it. They want you to like literally swing it or like use it. Okay, use this kind of this truth or this newfound clarity that they're trying to bring to you. Like you're meant to use it. You're meant to wield that power. It's making me think of in this deck. What deck is it? I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, in the is it? Yeah, in the Shaman's Dream Oracle, there's a card that is a sword and it's the Magician's sword. It's almost like that. Like they want you. It's almost like put the paintbrush down. It's time for you to wield a sword. You're ready, is what they're saying. You're ready for some. It's not a bottle. It's not that. But it is. It's something related to your how you communicate with your guides and how you bring forth the messages that they bring forth for you. Or okay, that makes sense. With the Seven of Swords, it's like you might be you took a time where you were healing and you were doing a lot of introspection, working on yourself with the Eight of Pentacles, very dedicated work, and now you are ready. It's almost like the death is like an end to the solitude. Now you're ready to like use what you've learned, pass it along, if you will. Because now I'm seeing this like a you passing along knowledge, passing along the knowledge that you've learned from your guides. It's time for you to share it. And that makes sense because if you are psychic or you are a reader or a channeler, whatever it is that you and spirit co-creating, it's they're calling you to put it out in the world. Not be scared of it. If you need to come from a place of humor, do it like that. Or I think it will be from a place of humor because you guys are funny. Your energy, the Hangman, but in reverse. This is interesting. Well, it's the Hangwoman in this deck, but it's like, yeah, you've done the introspection. It's time to. You can't stay in this suspended energy anymore if you're upside down. So it's time to come down from there. It's time to. You've seen the world in a different way. It's now time to share it with the world, if you will. Share your findings. Another source. Okay, so the Three of Swords. Maybe you've been kind of like burned in the past, hurt in the past for your uniqueness of even like way of seeing the world, way of communicating about what you interpret or see or feel when it comes to your intuition, right? Which is maybe why it led you to like a lot of having to do it alone, like a lot of growth. The fact that it's the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. But I'm sorry that I took it out of frame, but the wheel was after that. Hold on, I have to shuffle though. So I want to do one more card to see what this is about here. The Three of Swords. Whoa, Ten of Pentacles. And then it's a triangle, so it makes me think of the Three of Pentacles, which is like the Holy Trinity, like working. It's like you, your guides, the universe, you, your guides, God, you, your guides, the ethers. I don't know. There's something. It's a lot of prosperity too. Like, you guys, your guides are trying to like explain that the goal, like from beginning to end, the journey here that seems like ups and downs, and like it's almost like you start with a rebirth, and then you end in heartbreak, and then boom, 10 of Pentacles, like wish fulfillment, like stability, nothing. You don't have to worry about earthly matters. You just have to put out your word, share your passion, share your insight. That's interesting. I want to see what your oracles say now, because ooh, the Empress right after that with the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. And the Eight of Cups. Okay, no, we're done. We're done. I don't know if I want to do just the bottom of the deck energy. Ooh, I think I do. Just gonna. I don't want to look at the bottom of the deck, right? Until I have to look at it. Four of Cups. Okay. It feels like there's going to be this brand new idea here. It's like you've been cultivating these 3 cups. You've been tending to them. You know, it's not that you're dissatisfied. That's not what I'm getting with this card. It's almost like you like having these 3 here, and it's kind of like you're happy with it. You're in a zen space or whatever, but there's this one endeavor, one new creative, like coming. It's like coming down to your awareness. I'm seeing this card like it's coming down to your awareness. It's gonna bring you a lot of prosperity. That's really interesting. Oof. Okay. After a lot of pain, dude. The Moon. That's interesting. Okay. And your card was the Sun that you picked, and although it didn't come out, it's still significant because you did pick that. So there's happiness, there's joy coming your way. Also, maybe your guys are also saying like to see life in a lighter note, like see the humor in some things that you maybe, excuse me, yawn confirmation. See the beauty in some things that you maybe didn't before. You maybe were very rigid about how you saw things. Probably because you got hurt in the past. But it's time to be like, let your lightheartedness come through. Doubt. Release the need to know all the answers. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because sometimes us wanting, it's like you guys are saying also like the communication that we have with you is to be enjoyed. Like, yes, you can ask questions, and yes, we will try our best to like provide those answers for you, but you don't get them until you need them. And that makes sense with the Ace of Swords. Like, those answers do not come into your reality until you're ready for them. You have to be ready for them, because you have to have had this shift of perspective in order for them maybe not to hurt you, for this truth not to hurt you, or even like you putting out this kind of your creations out in the world, or the truth that you've been receiving from your guides or the universe spirit. If it's not being received in the right way or something like that, for it not to break your heart or deter you from keep tapping into that, right? It's almost like you grab from this cup, this knowledge, you bring it down, and then you pour into these 3, and it's like a cycle that you go through. Oh, I think this was the one. Yeah, okay. This is the card that flipped over and I saw, which is higher power. My God, I just got that. Yeah, you're very highly connected to everything. So this is the card that came out, and I was like, okay, I have to get another one, because I saw it, and then I grabbed this one that I did not see before. Time to go. Interesting. With time to go, it's making me think of, yeah, it's time for you to share that. Oh my God, the fact that it's a path and then at the end there's that door. What did I say? Like the path, and at the end is like your guides are there. Higher power is literally waiting for you to knock on his door and be like, hey, I'm here. Like, can we, yeah, I'm willing to learn so that I can pass it along to other people. That's beautiful. It's like you don't need all the answers right now. You're going to be provided the answers that you need. Okay? Wow, you are good enough, Full Moon and Virgo. You are good enough. Maybe these abilities of yours, they've been dormant, but not really. You've always had them. You've always like used your intuition or even listened to the voices in your head and the guidance that they provide, right? But you've maybe are going through, because you've grown spiritually or you've been working on these gifts. Now you're suffering from a little bit of imposter syndrome of saying, am I a psychic? I don't know. Do I want that label? Because I don't know if I am or not. Do I want to be a tarot reader? I don't think so. Maybe not. What if what I say doesn't resonate with people? Or, like my perspective is so different, right? The hangman, the hangwoman in reverse. Like your perspective is so different, but it's like, it's your truth. It's how you see the world. So maybe share it anyways. Pass it along, if you will. I think it's going to be well received. And it's also like you don't have to come across as someone who has all the answers for you to pass on the knowledge that you do have already. It's like, it's almost like you're doing a disservice to yourself and your growth and other people, your community that you're meant to be helping, by closing yourself off because you don't know everything yet. It's like it's impossible. It's impossible to know everything. That's why you're a channeler and you're a channel for spirit, because you bring forth the messages that you need to in the moment. It's like, imagine if you wouldn't finish this painting because you haven't finished all the other ones. Like, you cannot work on all of them at the same time, right? You work on one at a time. It's kind of like that. Like, work with one truth at a time, one topic at a time. There's this unlocking of a lot of information. There's a lot of codes, like things that you're bringing into this physical plane of existence, if you will, through your creativity and your communication with your spirit guides. They're ready, like, for you to get to it. They're saying it, that it's time for you to get to it. You're good enough. It's time to go. It's time to do it. Wow. So some of you are healers. You have powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your abilities. Again, you are good enough. Stay true to your path as a healer, your path. If this is a if you've been asking for your guides to give you confirmation about your spiritual path, and you always had an inkling that it has to do with healing in some kind of way, here it is. Wow. Trust. Leap into the unknown. Have faith and move forward. Believe you will fly. Again, you are good enough. You are good enough. There's so much magic pouring, like, into you and out of you onto other people. You're also very grounded, very connected to Mother Earth, and that might be where you feel like, but you have that stability with being connected to Mother Earth, especially the Eight of Pentacles starting your reading, and then the Ten of Pentacles. But you also are very highly connected to everything else. So it's time to trust that, okay? Interesting. True feelings. Within you is all you need to know. The fact that we got release the need to know all the answers, but then they're giving you confirmation that you are connected, you receiving messages from the divine. Okay, and if it's not just the divine, it's like your inner wisdom wants to be shown, not for ego, okay, not for ego, but just because you're meant to share it. That's just what it is. Like, you're just meant to share it. You're meant to share what you know because it's going to help other people. And if it doesn't help them in the sense of like listening to your advice, it would at least give them a chance to identify with someone that kind of had the same gifts as them, or that they use their gift in a certain way, or you could give them an idea of how to use their gift, or you could give them just confirmation that, hey, I go through the same thing that you go through, and this is how I kind of maneuver my way through receiving a lot of messages from the divine. I do this creative outlet to get, to get to the truth, to alchemize this energy. There's the possibilities are endless here. Healing is not just about touching someone and taking their pain away, or coaching someone to take pain away. It's not just about that. You could heal someone's relationship with spirit by kind of telling your story, and if your story kind of resembles theirs in a certain way, they're like, oh damn, so that person used these tools and they went this path, maybe I could try it, maybe it'll work for me. Like that, you could literally the possibilities are endless with this here. They really are. And you have to trust that even when you take this leap to share what you're being guided to share, what your guides have been telling you to share, and this is confirmation for you, okay? If this is not resonating, this might not be your pile. But if your guides have been nudging you, in a nice way, I'm hearing like flirty, funny way, of, hey, you should do this. Oh, you should try this. You should do that. Do it. It's going to be well received. It really is. And if anything, it doesn't even have to be well received by others. Getting it out in a creative sense is going to help you even make more space for maybe more information that really is going to resonate. But because you're not getting out the messages that you're receiving at the moment, it's like you don't have space. You don't have space for more to come through, a lot more to be unlocked. It's like on your path, you're living little crumbs, and the more you live the things behind or pass along your knowledge or whatever it is, it's like you're planting little seeds, and then you're going through to someone through towards, I should say, not through, towards so much more knowledge that you haven't even unlocked yet. And in this card, it's like it's all foggy, but you're seeing it. They're allowing you to see it. They're showing you in some kind of form, with some kind of synchronicity. They have been showing you that there's this door opening. And guess what? When you open that door, it's almost like there's more of a path. But because I'm thinking like there's more back here of this. It's like you don't know if you're going to enter into a new realm, or you're going to just, it's like a next step for you to, it's like a next accomplishment for you to then unlock even more. It does feel like that. It does feel like it's like the more source that you accept from the divine and you anchor in, it's like you're anchoring these codes, this truth, right? They give you another one, and then you take that one and you do the same, and then it's kind of like that. Your perspective is very unique. You have a very unique way of seeing things, seeing spirituality, seeing the world, seeing how it connects to the physical realm, and that's important for you as well. Even seeing how spirituality ties into healing, with the heart being like stabbed with swords. I'm not even seeing it as pain right now. I'm seeing it as, it's almost like, again, those codes that are being handed to you for you to use, for you to anchor in wherever they need to be anchored. Beautiful, beautiful reading. I really hope this resonates with you guys, and this gives you some kind of clarity. I feel like the possibilities are so like broad for you guys. If you have any more questions, leave it in the comments, and I could pull a couple of cards for you specifically. And obviously it will probably help other people in this pile, by me doing that, if you guys have any more questions. And if you don't want to do it in the comments, that's okay. You could send me an email if you want. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I just want to thank your guides for trusting me with delivering these messages for you, and for just being in this reading in general. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.